The Ohio State Buckeyes just landed a crazy offensive line commit in Marc Nave. Marc Nave is one of the top offensive linemen in the state of Ohio. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining to y'all why this is a big get. Listen, the last 2 years, all Ohio State fans been going through a mental depression. This is the first time we suffered 2 straight losses to the team up north. And this is why we suffering them losses, because we stopped recruiting the state of Ohio. What I mean by that is the Michigan Wolverines come to the state of Ohio and pluck out our top talent that we don't believe is good and put it on their offensive line. And when it's the day of that game, it's all Ohio offensive linemen blocking us. You feel me? If we keep getting players from down south, offensive linemen from the West Coast, they don't really know the importance of the Ohio State versus Michigan rivalry. Michigan completely knocked us out the playoffs last year. They ain't knocked us out this year, but we could have done better. You get what I'm saying? But this is part of the reason why we do not recruit in-state prospects. We always try to go down south to get their prospects or go to the West Coast and get prospects. So picking up Marc Nave, man, out of the state of Ohio, one of the best in the 2024 class, is a big get. It shows me that we see the importance of actually giving players that live in the state of Ohio a chance to shine on the big stage. Listen, we got to keep going with this approach. Michigan got a couple offensive linemen that they trying to get out of the state of Ohio currently. They got one named Roebuck. I know his name is Roebuck. He got a Buckeye name, but guess what? We ain't recruiting him hard, so he gonna go to Michigan. So it's gonna be somebody named Roebuck that's a beast on their offensive line, blocking our defensive line. And look, they've been dominating us for 2 straight years. Like, we're going through mental depression. So we got to change that. And I respect whoever the new offensive line coach is. I respect the new offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline. This was a huge get, man. For us to get to the top, we got to get our top players out of our state on our team. Even if that player from down south start or from the West Coast start, just get them on the team so they don't go to Michigan and they use them against us. Because you got to think, they like, I live in Ohio. Why ain't the top Ohio school recruiting me? Guess what that give them on game day when that game come? That give them all type of motivations. Like, I'm going to kill them. I'm against them. They ain't recruit me. You feel me? It just leads to domination. And I feel like we've been letting Jim Harbaugh and that Michigan staff come to the state of Ohio and pluck some of our top prospects. They trying to get our number 1 corner out of the state of Ohio currently. They trying to take one of our quarterbacks out of the state of Ohio. They trying to do us dirty, man. They trying to come in our territory and take our top talent. We got to lock down the state. And when I seen that we picked up Marc Nave, even though he ain't a 5-star prospect, he a 4-star prospect, I see that we actually are taking steps to take over the state again, man. We need people on our offensive line that knows the importance of the Ohio State and Michigan game. I'm telling you, everybody takes this serious. This is the biggest rivalry in all of sports, man. If you lose that game, it doesn't even matter if you win a national championship. It wouldn't even feel right after that. I mean, you'll be happy if your team do win the national championship, of course. But without that win in that game, that's the national championship. That's basically what I'm saying. So we got to get back to recruiting these in-state prospects. Even if they ain't really good, just give them a scholarship, offer them a scholarship, and develop them so Michigan don't use them against us. You feel me? At least offer them a scholarship so they could be like, at least they wanted me. Don't give them that extra motivation. You feel me? Because that underdog mentality could get you a far way. Because look, Michigan last year, they beat us. They went to the playoffs. They got totally destroyed. You feel me? Michigan beat us this year. They went to the playoffs and got totally destroyed. So that's what I'm saying. When they play us, they got a different underdog mentality. They want to kill us. We the better team. Yeah. That's true, because we could go into the playoffs. We could play Georgia. We could play on the same field as Alabama. We could play on the same field as SEC schools and domes. Michigan can't, but they could play on the field with us because they got that underdog mentality, and we be taking that for granted because we think when we touch the field, they more talented than us. But you got to understand, man, this rivalry is getting bigger, and next year we cannot take another L, because if we take another L, I'm sorry, our coach gotta be on a hot seat. You feel me? Gotta be. I can't deal with it 3 years in a row. Michigan fans being delusional, saying they better because they beat us, which that does shows who's better if you win, but it doesn't show if you go to the playoffs and you lose to a team that we better than. You feel me? So that tells me that we the better team, but it's just when it comes to that game, we just don't know the importance. We don't know how to get to that level of intensity. When you play Michigan, you got to be at 120%. And this is where the wars start. We got to stop Michigan for coming in our territory and taking our top talent. Taking the top talent out of Ohio and just picking up this guy right here, Marc Nave. This is where we need to start, man. This is exactly where we need to be. We need to lock down the state of Ohio, lock down our territory, period, point blank. But anyways, man, tell me your thoughts and reactions about this situation. It's your boy Slimy Lou, man. I'm gonna be dropping college football content all year, man. And y'all already know, man, it's about to get real wicked on this YouTube, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. Peace.